5 critical mistakes in legal reasoning that cost you 10 to 15 marks. Legal reasoning decides whether you land up in a top NLU or not. Yet, many students tend to make these mistakes which cost them 10 to 15 marks. Let's just decode and look in detail what mistakes are there and how to avoid them to make sure that you grab these 10 to 15 marks. Mistake number 1. Reading the facts before reading the principle. Now, most of the students know this error, but they tend to make it. What you need to do is you need to read the principle before reading the facts of the case. Reading the facts of the case will let you know the facts and what is there in the story, but what to apply is still missing because that is what is there in the principle. So read the principle at least twice before reading the facts. If you don't do so, your mind gets anchored to the story and you start bending the law as per your convenience. And hence, there are chances of more errors, and this becomes a common mistake that many students do. Moreover, one thing that you need to realize here is that laws are always mentioned in the principles. Also, if you look into the keywords like always, thus, right, all these important words have to be there and have to be analyzed for you to get to the perfect answer. Moreover, if you can summarize the principle in one single line, you have understood the principle and it will be way too easy for you to solve the questions related to it. And if you can't summarize the entire principle in one single line, go back to it, read it again and try to summarize it. The second common mistake is bringing in back what you have already learned or bringing in your common sense. Now, one thing that you need to understand here is that the principles are the laws for you. Even if such a law doesn't exist in the real life, or if you have read something else in your law classes, make sure you follow only what is given in the principle and you follow only what is there in the principle. If you bring in your own knowledge or the outside gyan, you tend to make more mistakes. So, one thing that you have to remember here is that the principle is the law for you and that is what will guide you to the correct answer. If you are not able to understand the principle, don't bring in your own knowledge. Even if the principle goes against your pre-existing knowledge, please be fine with it and stick to what the principle is saying. One pro tip here will be, whatever the principle is saying, just take it word to word and try to apply only that principle and please don't bring in any pre-existing knowledge. The third common mistake that the students tend to make is that they skim through the important words. Now, the keywords are very important in the entire CLAT examination. But when it comes to legal reasoning, students often tend to shake here because they miss on the keywords like unless, nevertheless, right? So all these conditionals and the connector words are very important for you. So one thing that you have to do in the paper is, wherever you see such words, please don't skim through them and underline them or highlight them, because these words may change the entire outcome or the entire decision for you. So make sure you do not make such mistake and please don't run through or skim through such important words and such keywords. The fourth mistake is letting your emotions overrule your judgment. So here, one thing that I always tell my students is, please senti nahi hona paper mein. Now, by that I mean, please don't let your emotions make your judgments go wrong. Whatever you have read and whatever is logical is your answer. It may or may not seem just. There is no way for emotions when it comes to laws. So make sure you are devoid of any emotions and you think about logic and judgments. Moreover, whenever you feel that your facts or your judgment is being biased, read through the principle again and search for words which strip you out of your emotional comfort and get back to what logic is saying. If you can't do so, make sure you avoid that question. But please don't answer anything silly which is going with your emotions but is illogical at the first place. Pro tip here will be, all the toppers out there, they know that emotions have nothing to do when it comes to legal reasoning. So make sure whatever seems correct or whatever seems just may or may not be true when it comes to legal reasoning. The fifth mistake that the students often make is that they rush through the options. Now, all my students, you need to understand here that you have to read the options with equal depth and with equal alertness as you read the principles. Why? Because if you're not reading the options, you may end up in a mess and you may mark something which is not the correct answer. So what you need to do here is that you need to read each and every option carefully. You need to highlight all the keywords for yourself. Secondly, you need to avoid the extremes until and unless they are clearly mentioned in the passage. And if you see that two options are close enough, right, you need to jot down for yourself that why one option is not the correct answer and why the other is the important answer for you or the correct answer for you. Here I'll give you a pro tip that the elimination method or knowing why this option is incorrect or why this option is correct will suit the best for you. Why? Because you will have a reason and a concrete answer for yourself which will be devoid of any exceptions and you will be able to answer it perfectly. A bonus mistake here would be that students don't analyze their mocks. Now, when it comes to legal reasoning, you should understand that maintaining a log error will actually fetch you those extra 8 to 10 marks. How? See, once you have already solved hundreds of passages, that won't count. But if you have analyzed your mistakes, you know the flaws in your reasoning, you know why your elimination went wrong, this is what will help you. And if you maintain an error log and you keep on reducing the points out of your error logs, you will have a crisp revision sheet and you will able to revise it crisply. Also, you will be able to understand where you make recurring errors. So it will be easier for you to find those questions and to decide whether to do that question in the paper or not to do that question in the paper, which will be an add-on for you. So an error log is something which I will always suggest you guys to maintain. And this is exactly what the toppers do, and that is how they take the leap of those 8 to 10 marks. So maintaining an error log is something that you have to start doing from now on. How NLTI can help you solve these mistakes? NLTI mocks stimulate real exam pressure. It helps you slow down, it helps you to apply the laws mechanically and also to make sure that you do not fall for the traps. After each mock test, our NLS mentors will give you a clear vision as to why you chose this option and what will be the practical steps which could be taken to avoid such mistakes in the future. We also conduct drills on advanced elimination and principal paraphrasing, some techniques which are used by the toppers to score well. So legal reasoning is not about how much law you have read. It is about how well do you apply what is put in front of you. If you avoid these 5 mistakes and you make sure that you have an error log for yourself, also if you keep your mind open for logical reasoning, you can make sure that your score improves in the final exam and so does your CLAT score.